All right, Gilbert, let's move on to the other LA team here for our LA betting market. You have the Rams traveling to the Carolina Panthers. The Rams are 10-point favorites here. The over-under is 44.5. And I guess to me is this a big of a number to kind of stay away as well? Or are you just like, hey, the Rams are rolling, you just continue to ride the Rams? They're what, 8-3, I believe, against the spread
Yeah,
now.
best record
So
against the spread in the NFL.
yeah, yep,
Uh, yeah, something kind of gives me, trap game vibes for the spread, not for the Rams. I think they're going to handle business handedly. But everybody's going to be on like, look what we saw with the Rams destroying the Buccaneers. And everyone's going to be like, look at the Panthers sucking ass against the 49ers. And it's like, take my money now. 10 looks like nothing. Like this should be maybe 13.5. So I get that from that standpoint. Uh, I'll take it. I'll bet on the Rams here to cover. Like they look that dominant. I think they are the best team in football, and we're gonna discuss that topic on House of Horns. So check that out. But I'm just not the type of person that runs to the ticket counter or get my mobile app to bet on a heavy favorite by double digits. I just don't really like to do that. So because I also think about like, that's how they want to get you when it comes to odds. And it's like, oh, the Rams look good. Oh, the Panthers, they look terrible. And the Panthers, who are a crappy, inconsistent dog shit team. I don't care. I'm so frustrated with that team. What they do though is they have one crappy game and then one better game. One crappy game, one better game.
yep.
And they're going to be at home. They're going to try to do better because that's part of the cycle. And they're 6-6 for a reason because they're a 500 crappy team that likes to go good, bad, bad. Maybe they have a backdoor cover here and they show some kind of fight. They're going to lose regardless. But I'll be shocked if the Rams lose this game, by the way. But I can see a backdoor cover and maybe a better effort at home after shit in the bed on prime time. It was your first game to be in front of America and say, you know what, we're the different franchise. Nope, you're the same franchise. So maybe they play better at a 10 a.m. spot where nobody's caring, nobody gives a crap about them. I'm just trying to bash this team as many ways as I can, but I'm staying away. But maybe Victor, you feel more confident. I'm okay with that. It's just the line is too big for me.
Yeah, I kind of been thinking about this and I'm like, yeah, just continue to ride, the momentum right now. But, as we'll talk about on House of Horns, I think some of the injuries, plus I think you're just trying to make sure that you just take care of business. You win a game out on the East Coast, a 10 a.m. game. It just feels like one of those games where last week against the Buccaneers, they threw the ball out. I I'll give you one thing here that I was kind of saving for House of Horns, and is the fact that they elevated a tight end to the official roster today, which kind of tells me that they want to run more 13 personnel the next 2 weeks against the Panthers and the Panthers and the Cardinals the next 2 weeks, and that's because they want to make sure they're healthy for the stretch run there,
Yep.
Gilbert. And so I think in this game it's the Panthers will cover, but the Rams will win this game. Just because it just feels like it's one of those games where Sean McVay is just going to prioritize
Yep.
the health of the team, getting out of there healthy, and just being able to run the ball, run clock, and then get out of there with the 3 to 6 point win.
That's a great point because yeah, you get the crappy Panthers and then you get the even crappier Cardinals, and then you got to play a pivotal matchup against Seattle on a Thursday, and then you get or no, it's Detroit at home,
Detroit.
and then you get the freaking Seahawks on a Thursday, where these are two physical teams, so you better be healthy and ready for that 2 game stretch. So good point by you.
Yeah, and one more thing I was looking at the numbers. You have to be in terms of the weeks you're out on IR, right? It has to be 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was funny that I started doing the count, and I realized that those 3 guys that went on IR last week all would be eligible to come back against the Lions or the Seahawks. So
Hmm,
maybe there was something there. We'll see.
that's
We'll
true.
find out. Uh, but that does it for our big batch of games we're gonna go over. Now we head over to our Super Dog contest pick of the week. Last week I got the Texans over the Bills right. You that's 2 straight weeks you gotten shut out. I got lucky there with the Texans against the Bills. I got the 10 points for the cover and the straight win. But Gilbert, this is a new week for you. I do like your pick here, so I'm gonna give you the floor here for your pick for the Super Dog and explain what we do here with these picks.
Yeah. So we take one dog that's it's getting spotted 4.5 points or more, but Victor and I have been going higher than that, so that's kind of a cool thing we do here. Probably maybe the lowest we've gone is 5.5. I'm not even sure if we've gotten to 5.5. Usually six and above, but the rule is 4.5. That's okay. And I've been struggling here, so I'm gonna take a chance. But again, I like the numbers on all the holiday games, the four games, the three on Thanksgiving and the one Black Friday game. And yeah, no one's gonna give the Bears a chance here, but that's when I like the numbers. When the narrative is saying like, "Oh, this team is soft, this team is a surprise, they're frauds, this and that." The Eagles are at home, they're pissed off. They let one get away, they're gonna be angry. So you get a value number. I'm cool, +7 for a matchup between two 8-3 teams. I'll take it. I'll take the +7. I'm not saying the Bears are gonna win, but the Eagles have been looked really rocky offensively. I know they did beat up on the Lions and they covered that one. Uh, you know, and they were the dogs somehow against Green Bay. So they've been handling business when it comes to the line, besides last week against the Cowboys. And I know they're going to be pissed off, but to me, I'm going to take a chance here with the Bears. And I think the defense is not the best for Chicago, but they know how to turn over the ball. And when you have some issues there with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, maybe they force one for you and you got to pick. They are able to run the football better. They have a balanced attack. They can't figure out which one to go with, Monangai or Swift. That might bite them on the ass. Pick one already. But they have two guys who are capable. And then you Caleb Williams has been able to play within the scheme. He's been able to get structure. I like that. He's fine on saying, let me go YOLO and show off my skill set. You do have the skill set, Caleb Williams, but as you've learned that your first year and a half in the league, it's like it's not that simple. You need the game to slow down. He still misses a lot of throws, but he's not out there erratic. He protects the football. When you're gonna face a very difficult defense like Vic Fangio, and I know he's not Dak Prescott. He does not have the horses like Dak does to maybe pick apart this defense. But I just like that he's playing within the scheme. He's trusting his playmakers. So I'm gonna take a chance here.
Yeah, I really like it, and I think the key here for this matchup is gonna be the Bears. I think they're like top 10 offense going up against a top 10 defense in the Philadelphia Eagles. I kind of want to see. I know Ben Johnson has been really good this year with this offense, and I know not a lot of people want to give them credit for all the one score wins, but eventually, like for this season, man, the way it's been chaotic all over the league, I mean, it's just the way things have gone this year. So I'm with you. I mean, why not? I if you it's not a bad bet. I mean, they've won all these games by less than a score. I'm sure they'll keep it within a score. I I think the only game they got blown out of is the Lions game. So
Yeah.
they've been in games the whole season. So I'm with you. I like the +7 here for the Bears. Moving on here, Gilbert, I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans at home at plus
Oh,
6.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I told you my rule. I got to take, if you're going to give me more than 6.5 on a home team, I'm going to take them. Uh, uh, and with the Tennessee Titans, last time I took them was against the Texans.
yeah.
Jacksonville hasn't proven anything. I think they're still going to win this game. But Trevor Lawrence, we just had a big discussion on Compas on the Beat yesterday about Trevor Lawrence and how much he's got to stake the rest of the season because he might not be Leon Cohen's guy, and he threw 3 interceptions against a bad Cardinals team. This is Tennessee Titans defense is underrated. They're playing a lot better. Cam Ward is playing a lot better. He played really well last week, and so I can see this game. And it's a divisional game. What's our rule? If it's more than 3, we stay away. Like, but you're giving me 6.5 here for the
Mhm.
the home team, I'm taking it here with the Titans. They're starting to look better and better as the season goes on. These are the kind of teams you kind of want to be aware of, especially in the division. So I'm taking them here at 6.5 for the Titans.
Yeah, it's bold, and I like your rule because it's been paying off for you getting a heavy dog at home. And I've been going the other way, and I've been getting burned, but I just can't put my money on the Tennessee. And but they've been playing better, like you mentioned. I criticized the Raiders for quitting, and I'm like, look at the Tennessee Titans, man. They fought against the freaking uh was the Texans, and who did they play last week that they kept it close? Oh, Seahawks. They actually lost
Yep.
by 6 points. They covered.
Yep.
So they've been covering here. I just can't bring myself to do it. But hey, it's all about what you're seeing and what's the real narrative. And they've been fighting. So hey, divisional matchup. Jacksonville just choked away a lead to Houston not too long ago. Jacksonville, almost lost to Arizona. I think they ended up covering because they went into overtime. Uh, or maybe it was a push. I think
Well,
Victor.
I'm glad you brought that up, Gilbert, because I wanted to ask you what that means because it was actually a push, and I didn't score it. I just left it at 0 because I didn't want to take the push. I'm like, I feel dirty taking the push there.
Yeah, I think you did the right approach. You just get your money back. I think the push for a super dog is fine because
No, it
that's
wasn't super dog. It was one of our best bets,
okay.
and I
Yeah,
think it was like
that will be a zero. But if you get a push on the super dog, you get 1 point. So
yep,
I'm cool with that. With
yep.
what you did there. So yeah, you did the right approach there. But yeah, that kind of shows you they have not been handling business. To your point.
No. Yeah, and that's why. All right, Gilbert. So, because of what you just said, I'm glad you said what you said in terms of our scoring there, because I did get a push there, and so I just marked it as 0. I felt dirty even giving myself any points there just because of the of what happened there with the Cardinals and Jaguars. So now for the season, that 10 pointer really helped me out because you went 3-2. You did really well last week on your best bets. I went 1-3-1 last week. And so that gets us up to 128 points for me. And then you have 123 for the season. So
Yeah,
yeah, we're neck and neck here, but I got lucky with that 10 pointer on the super dog. So the the Texans came in clutch for me. All right, Gilbert, let's get to our betting locks of the week, our best bets of the week. As we said, you went 3-2. I win 1-3-1. What do you got for us this week? Well, let's start off with your number 5.
yeah. I'll be quick because some of these games I already talked about. But again, I
Yep.
like a lot of pluses this week, and I'm going all plus. I know that sometimes burns me, but whatever. Packers plus 2.5, 2.5 against the Lions. Obviously, I would like a +3, but I'll take the number here. No complaints.
All right, number 4. I ended up
Uh,
switching mine because I saw yours. By the way, I this
okay.
game I had it the other way. I switched it because I wanted you to talk about it.
I thought we were gonna go against each other. That would have been fine. But you know, I'm going with the Jets here +2.5. You know, they did actually cover against the Ravens. They weren't that good, but they covered against the Ravens. And my thing with them with the Jets is like they burned me 1 week and I couldn't go back to them, but I actually liked the +13.5 against Baltimore last week, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I'm kicking myself for it. And then I saw that the Jets are actually 7-4 against the spread. I'm like, okay, they've been competitive. They've been probably a dog in every game. And then you get to face Kirk Cousins, who's throwing ducks out there, no Drake London, and you're at home and you're still fighting for Aaron Glenn. I'm okay with this. I'm not too confident, but I'll take +2.5 here for against the
What's
Falcons.
what's weird about the Jets, Gilbert, is that their defense is playing better
Yeah,
without Quinn Williams
I
and with
saw the
Sauce
stats.
Gardner. So maybe
They
they
probably
knew
just cut the fat.
something.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just kinda like, "Let's get the guys who wanna be here, and let's get guys out of here."
Yeah, and sometimes you wanna get your guys and you play your guys. I mean, that's the way to
Yeah.
go. All right, Gilbert, number 3.
Yeah, Cowboys +2.5. We were in agreement this one. I don't know if the Cowboys could win outright, but I like what I've been seeing to keep it close.
Yeah, this is the one we're both locked in on.
Yeah, I don't feel confident, but I'm just gonna bet on that defense. It's a lot of points here, +4.5, and you get the home team here. Maybe that should have been. I was thinking about for my super dog, but we've been going 4.5, so I would have felt dirty if I kept that one. But I like what Miles Garrett is doing. Brock Purdy has been not that great. So maybe they get a pick six or two and they're in the game. I worry about Shadur Sanders. Credit to Robert Sala for finding something in that defense after losing Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. They're just playing off the second there, and they've been pretty feisty. They've been ball hawking. So to me, it could be a rough day for Shadur, but he doesn't have to worry about pressure and me that could make him help him find the rhythm.
Yeah, and they're just honestly like he's being well coached. If I'm being completely honest, like they're making sure he's able to make the throws he can make, and so I'll get to it when I get to mine when it's my turn. All right, you're number one.
Yeah, and now, this is the last one from the holiday slate. I'm going all pluses here for the holiday slate. I'll take the Bengals +7. I think the Joe Burrow bump is going to give them energy. You get Jamar Chase back. But this is more about I don't like what I've been seeing from Baltimore. Lamar Jackson has struggled actually in every game he's came back. He looked great against Miami the first game back, but let's not forget the first half he struggled. Second half he picked it up, and then every game ever since Minnesota, Cleveland, Jets, he has struggled big time. He can't even crack 200 passing yards. So to me, you need to have your best day with the pass attack because you have to face Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and we know these guys like to go off against Baltimore.
Yeah, and honestly, Gilbert, the last time he was really, really good was the game against the Bills. He has not been good all season outside of that game. If you
Yeah.
look at the numbers, they've been really bad, as you mentioned. There's probably been one game, the one you mentioned, but outside of that, it's been pretty bad. And I like that +7 too. I was it was between the Bengals and the but I'm like I can't get behind Joe Burrow coming
Yeah.
back on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm not taking a chance there. Um, but they seem to always face each other on Thursday night, which Burrow hates. All right, Gilbert, my week 13 best five bets. I'm going to start off with my number five. I got the Bills here at -3.5. Last time these two teams faced each other, it was a blowout. The Steelers look like they're starting to fall apart. Even if Aaron Rodgers plays, I like the Bills in this game. I don't like them the rest of the season, but in this game to cover a 3.5, I can see that Josh Allen, like he needs to put that team on. I think he's gonna put that team on his back in this game and just go YOLO and get them to a win, Gilbert.
Yeah, I like this one. The Bills are a little tricky. I feel like every time they lose, they tend to play better the following week. So maybe that could be the case here.
Yep. And I mean, you're not going to see the Texans defense here. So
Yeah,
the
that's it.
Steelers aren't as good on defense as the Texans. So I know they have edge rushers just like but it's not the same. I mean, it's just and then physically they just beat them up every meeting now. So I like the Bills in this game. My number four is that Browns game we talked about. And Gilbert, if you look at the past now, when it comes to the Browns and the 49ers, Jim Schwartz just has
Oh
Kyle
yeah,
Shanahan's number here. And remember, he pulled up an upset a couple years ago when the 49ers went to the Super Bowl. The 49ers went into Cleveland and they lost. It was a big upset. Not a lot of people remember that, but Jim Schwartz, for whatever reason, he's got Kyle Shanahan's number. And like I said, I like Kevin Stefanski, what he did in terms of how he used Shador Sanders. They made sure they gave him little things to do so that way he didn't put the ball in harm's way. Yeah, he threw one interception there, but I mean that was a great defensive play by the defender on the Raiders. And so, look, I think the difference between him and what the other quarterback provides is the fact that he can get the ball down the field. And I think if you're able to do that, you can push the ball down the field against this 49ers defense. It's going to keep you in the game. So that's why I like this game here for the Browns. My number three, Gilbert, is I got the Texans at +4.5. I love this one. I would have made it higher, but I like the other two better. My number two, I ended up switching it. I like the Dolphins here at -5.5 against the Saints. It feels like again, like they traded away a player, and it seems like they've kind of rallied around Mike McDaniel, and so don't be surprised if they make it. they're to me, the Dolphins are kind of like the Cowboys of the AFC, where you might see them make a run here for the towards the playoffs. They're not going to make it because they're too far behind, but they're gonna not only save Mike McDaniel's job, but I think they're playing for next year, and they want to make sure they end the season in a good way. There, Gilbert. I don't know if you have anything to say about the
Yeah.
Dolphins.
I actually like this one, but then I just couldn't get behind the number. But you're right, Miami is playing better. The Saints are not playing; they're not being competitive. So it's just -5.5 for a losing team. It was a little hard for me to get around. But you have it in a good spot for a 2 pointer or a 1 pointer. That's probably what I would have gone. But I just like too many pluses this week. But I was like, should I get one minus? And I was thinking about that when I'm like, I can't go that high for Miami.
Yeah, and then my number one here is the Buccaneers -2.5 versus the Cardinals. I changed this one at the last minute when I saw that Bucky Irving is going to play this
Yeah.
week. So even if Baker Mayfield doesn't go, I feel confident in what they have out there that they can provide for Teddy Bridgewater against this Cardinals team that just seems to be, getting ready for next year. And I assume Jonathan Gannon's going to get let go as long as this game isn't an embarrassment, it's not on national TV. Most coaches get fired if you get embarrassed on national TV. This isn't on national TV, so if this game is competitive, which I think it will be, I think Jonathan Gallon's going to be fine. But it just feels like this team is already giving up on him.
Yeah, just lean on your 3 running backs, so Bucky Irvin, Sean Tucker, and Rashad White, and win that way. But don't get in a shootout because you don't have the quarterback because Brissett has been on fire. The way he's just been using Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch, like don't get in a shootout. But you run the football, control the clock, you'll be fine.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, Gilbert. We have no bye teams on this week in week 13, and then we're gonna go quickly here with our quick hitters. We have the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are 11.5 point favorites. The over under is 41.5. And I know we got to run here, but where are you at on the whole JJ McCarthy thing? It sounds like he's not going to play in this game, but are you out on JJ McCarthy?
It's way too early. He has not been good. I think it's gotten to the point where Minnesota has to accept the fact that he needs to develop. You used the first round pick on him. Yeah, you're wasting a season. This roster was ready to go after winning 14 games last year. But that's what you decided to do. You had Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. Now you got to live with the consequences. You can't just bail on the guy to try to win meaningless games. You're not going to go to the playoffs. So and then it just doesn't help that he's not even available. People have been joking that Kevin O'Connell made him sit and he doesn't have any concussion. I think that's dumb. But he's had the ankle injury. He's had the torn ACL his rookie year, another concussion. You're not good. You're not available. Ask Anthony Richardson what happened to him. It's going to probably happen to McCarthy if he keeps going this way.
Yeah, and this is the problem with the NFL is that they're not here to develop quarterbacks. They want you to be developed coming out of college. This is why it's so important to have the starts. I feel like look, I get it. Jim Harbaugh is a great coach, but I just don't feel like he developed him in college. All they did was run the ball. They didn't
Hmm.
put him like in situations where he could be developed, and that's sometimes you hide those things, and you're just not ready to go. He's also the youngest quarterback out there in the league. I think when he came in, he was still 20 years old. So I wouldn't give up on him. I'm with you. You need time to develop him. I would have kept some of those quarterbacks around just in case, but hey, they when you spend for a first round pick on a quarterback, you got to play by the first or second year, or else you're a bust. So I just feel bad, but I'm taking the Seahawks here.
Yeah.
This might get ugly quickly here, and
Same here. But
yeah,
uh, but I'll say this: if this other rookie guy, I'm blanking on his name, Bosmer Bromer, if he
yeah,
does better than JJ McCarthy, that's going to tell you a lot.
Timothy Chalamet,
Yeah, the lookalike. Yeah,
bro, the Timothy Chalamet lookalike there. I will see. I mean, it seems like everybody. And see, this is why I always. This is my little pet peeve. All the local reporters are saying, "Yeah, he's been ready for this. He's been getting ready," and I'm like, I want to see it because I fought for the local reporter guys who tell me stuff like this, and then he ends up crapping out, and it's not a great way to start in Seattle, going up against the
yeah.
12s there. So it's gonna be tough. But good luck to him there. The next one is the Denver Broncos. Oh, I
Oh,
got
it's
the wrong
Commanders.
one.
Yeah.
The Commanders here. Sorry about that. And they're 5.5 point favorites here. Let me change that for you. Go ahead and let me know where you're at with this one.
Yeah, I thought this number would be higher. Is I don't think there's a chance Jaden Daniels plays. I know the Commanders are coming
He
off.
practiced, but they're not expecting him to play.
Yeah, and then they're coming off a bye week, and they're the home team. And I know Denver doesn't really do well when they're laying that many points, but I'll take Denver here at 5.5. It's not like 6.5 or 7.5. They have a good defense. Commanders don't have anything good right now, so I think this is one where I'm okay with taking a lot of points for Denver. I know they've been pretty inconsistent and rocky, uh, but they've been finding the group. They're also coming off a bye week too, so that kind of cancels out each other. So I'll go with Denver minus 5.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos here as well, and probably take the under here. I just don't see a lot of points in this game. All right, last one: the New York Giants against going up to New England. The Patriots are 7.5 point favorites. The over under here is 46.5.
I'll take the Patriots here, but I'm not too confident that to lay the 7.5 because the Giants they blow their leads, but they at least they're in games. They took the Lions to overtime, so I think they'll come back down to earth for this one, and Patriots handle business.
Yeah, I think the Giants and the Raiders are in they're trying to see who can fire the most coordinators. Both of them have fired two coaches now. We'll see who gets
Yeah.
the next one to get fired here. Um, I like the Giants in this game, Gilbert, to keep it close. I don't think they'll win outright. I mean, and one more thing here, Gilbert. I know we got this is our last game here, but would you play Jackson Dart at it any more this season, or would you just write it out with Jameis Winston?
Uh, I will play Dart. He's your rookie. Again, same thing with McCarthy. You got to develop him and keep going. So, but he's got to protect himself. He keeps going into concussion protocol. Keeps going into the blue tent. But yeah, it kind of shows you that I don't know what Brian Dable was thinking, trying to go with Russell Wilson. Winston was a better option. So, and that's a credit to Mike Kafka. He's actually getting something out of him.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I know we haven't talked about it, but if Mike Kafka gets the job there,
Yeah.
just because they really like him there. If you let him go, I feel like he's next in line. But you've talked about it. You usually don't want to. If he's a candidate guy, you don't want to give him the job because then it makes you look bad. But it just feels like with him, it's the other way around. He might actually impress and end up keeping the job.
Yeah, I'm with you. So if they like him, go ahead and promote him. And especially you got the same GM here, so and you
Yep.
want to have continuity for the rookie quarterback too.
Yeah, especially since it's an offensive coordinator, not a special teams guy or a defensive coach. So it makes a lot of sense. All right, Gilbert, that's it. I know we went a little long, but we had a little bit of extra time. We talked a little bit about Thanksgiving, and so I wanted to make sure we gave everybody something to kind of think about and talk about in terms of our Thanksgiving and the food. But yeah, Gilbert, just thankful for you and everything that we do here, the compas and everybody that watches and listens. It's been a good year. We just continue. We have to continue on, and can't wait for the rest of the season. But it's good. We're at a good point right now on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and also thankful for you, Victor, and Fernando, and Dan, and everything that everybody's doing here on Compass on the Beat. Yeah, can't believe we're already here at the back end of the year, and you know, getting ready for Super Bowl Radio Row in Santa Clara in February. But yeah, it's a good time here on Compass on the Beat. So check out everything we're doing from Lunes Live to Four Compass on Tuesday, to the betting show here, Game Week with the Compass, to the Chargers and Rams channels that we have, House of Horns and What's Up Bolts. Check out everything. We're staying busy. We're trying to provide as much information on the NFL side as possible, and also have a couple of laughs here every now and then. So, time to get going. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your loved ones. Enjoy the games. Make some money. Win some fantasy football matchups. On that note, ya nos vamos, pues. Vámonos.